Oh, good morning and welcome to the preview for the spring attack. There's a couple of interesting meetings, a couple of interesting races. Not too sure how we'll approach this just yet. We'll give it a bit more thought tonight, and obviously tomorrow morning, and prices will have a big impact on whether we play or not. Obviously with Boxing Day coming up, some of these meetings are a little bit on the low side for value, but there are a couple of races. Ascot might be a bit of value for the quaddie. The first and last leg don't rate the favourites, so there's a bit of value there. In race 5, for those that like to back things at massive prices, Stay Lady Stay might be one to throw something on each way at around 50 or 60 to 1. Shouldn't be that price. It's having its third run in. Dead as a maggot last start, just dragged it back to last and left it there. Now stepping up around a mile. May need one more run, probably when it gets up around 2,000 it'll be better, but wouldn't be a total shock if it managed to get into the money here. Tough race. Race 6, doesn't look a lot of chances there, so probably 3 or 4. Same in the weight for age race. If Lucky Grey runs the 2100, it'll probably win. But there's only 4 of them that have got any hope, so that's probably why the quaddie is a viable proposition at Ascot, given that we don't include the favourites in the first or the last leg, so we may extract a bit of value that way. Looking at the cards, our Perny race 9, the Beamer. This was a big run last start. Never sighted until about 150 from home, and then come flashing home. Just got beaten about a length and a half. It was a red hot ride. They've kicked the jock off and put Tinsley on it. It's drawn bad, but that won't matter. It'll go back anyway. If you can get 6 or 7 to 1, it's worth a bet at that sort of price. Wouldn't want to be taking the shorts about it, but certainly at 6, 7, 8 to 1 or better, it's worth an interest. We go to Doomben. One interesting race, the last at Doomben. Don't rate the favourite. Don't like the favourite. There's a bit of value around number 12, Max Edition. Good win last start. This is no harder. The dangers, Holy Toledo and Trackstar was a good run. When the leader, the White Hope, went 21 or something like that for its first split and opened the field right up, and this thing was making good ground late, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it fire at the mile tomorrow. Could be a race of interest, maybe a pick 4 race or something like that around these 3. They're all a bit of a price. I think Max Edition, I think, is about 16 to 1. Holy Toledo around the same price, and Trackstar around 6 or 7 to 1. So there's a bit of value in that race. Maybe looking at doing something there. We go to Flemington. Race 6, interesting one here. Dash for Cash. Good run last start. Was left in front, and they were all swamping home that day. So for it to hang on, get beaten only a couple of lengths, was a pretty decent effort. The 1400 at the Flemington track tends to favour on-speed runners. They get away with murder in the middle splits, and if this can get a soft run up on the speed somewhere, it's got a reasonable chance. Shouldn't be 10 to 1. I think that's overs. Race 7, awful race. The last race, bit of value around the top 3 that I like. Again, the favourite I don't rate. Got Petrova on top. Probably not a bad race to consider, this one, for a pick 4 as well. We'll have a closer look at it if we can get the field down a bit. Around 5, 9 and 2 to win the race. They're all around 8 or 10 to 1. So I like betting in those type of races. So Flemington race 9, 5, 9, 2 is going to be the 3 that we'll consider. Go to Rose Hill, race 6. Again, 2 or 3 favourites here, not real keen on them. Territory was a good run last start, just got way out of its ground. Emblem's got away with Murder up front, walked them and then sprinted. It come running home late, run fourth. Should be a bit more speed in this race, and if he rides a little bit better than he rode it last time at 8 or 10 or 12 to 1 that this is, that's probably over the odds. The step up to the 1400 is a big plus for it. I think that's going to help. So race 6, number 14, Territory. Race 7, another good race. Again, same scenario. Don't like the favourites. Cerberus, nice red hot ride this was. Drew bad, so he just dragged it back to last. They walked up front, so he just sat there, didn't bother to try. Never ever tried 1 inch, and the market reflected that as well. He's off it now, put an apprentice on it. It's got 55.5 kilos and drawn a marble. 2 starts ago it should have won. He's got it blocked and held up at a critical stage at the shift ground. So I think at 12 to 1, I think this is a reasonable chance. Number 2, Cerberus. Villanova, trialled well, looks cherry ripe to go first up. Hasn't been given the typical Waller preparation with only 1 barrier trial, but that's normally all it has. So he trains this one a little bit different to the others. It's been gelded in the off season, so that may help. It looks the obvious danger for me. 2 and 9 look the main 2 goes there. And the last race, Emblem's his favourite and Suit a second favourite. Don't like either of them. As I said earlier in previewing another race, Emblem's got away with absolute murder in front. They just let it go and bowl along. Won't happen here in this from barrier 12. I think it's a big risk. I think Suit's a crab, so it's a risk. I'm happy to have a go around those 2 favourites. Got it down to 4 chances. 3 of them are first up. All have trialled well. Shelford, Red Excitement and Mount Nebo. They're all between 7 and 12 to 1. And the other one that I give a winning chance to is Mercia, which was terrific winning first up when in the same race with Cerberus. So that would have been an interesting one between those 2. I think the winner comes from those 4. So we may be looking at doing something there. Of the rest of the races, Tiarapa, race 9. Number 6, the Hots, and number 7, Hexi Heo. Give both of these a reasonable chance at a price. They'll both be around 12, 15 to 1, I would think, in a race like this. So if you're betting in New Zealand, there might be a bit of value there for you. As I said, we will decide Saturday whether we play, depending on the prices and what sort of tickets we may structure. There's possible couple of pick 4s, and we may have a couple of all-ups if we can get the price we want. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll do the Sha Tin preview very shortly as well. Looks a bit light there with no jackpots. So good luck if you play on the weekend. Then there'll be a gap, obviously, until Boxing Day. And then Boxing evening, there's Happy Valley. Good luck on the weekend.